Is Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor. Welcome to my tube today. I want to give you a couple of the best tips that I have to go ahead and get your offer and compromise accepted. It's always best to know what the very best tips are, and I am going to give them to you. Why you listen to me? Very simple. I work the offer and compromise program. I used to accept offers and compromise with a pen like this, and I used to deny offers and compromise with a pen like this. I am one of the nation's experts in the offer and compromise. Why am I different? Well, I did accept them. I did deny them. I don't practice at it. I know exactly what I'm doing. So let me give you the best two tips on how to get your offer accepted. You're going to hear a lot of stuff on the internet, and these are people who take classes, they learn. Matter of fact, they may have learned from me. I've done public speaking on this. I don't know where they get their information, but as a former IRS agent, when you're looking to accept an offer and compromise, there are two real critical components that you look for. You look for a lot of stuff as an agent. I'm looking at the age of the taxpayer. I'm looking at the previous 6 years of history of income. I'm looking at where they live, what they've done with their money. I may be looking at credit reports. I have all this information here, and it becomes real clear as you go along what you're going to accept and what you're not. The age is important. Educational level is important. You're starting to formulate if this person can pay that debt within the time the statutory period of time's over. Let's say you're 5 years into the statute. I'm looking at your case and I'm saying, in 5 years, can this person pay me more than what they're offering me now? If they're self-employed and they've had bigger years in the past, is it possible they're going to make more money in the future? So there's a lot of things going through the agent's mind. You can't just pinpoint one thing, because to have the offer go through, to have someone like me or someone in today's economy looking at your offer, they have all these tools available to make these decisions. But the two things you have to know is, I'm really looking at your income and where you're spending your money, your expenses. I know that the IRS is going to use the Department of Labor statistics. You need to know that big rule number one. They're only going to allow their expenses and not yours. You can find them online. Go to the IRS national standards for food and clothing, housing and utilities, car payments, car expenses. There's another one for medical. It doesn't come into play, but it can. But IRS isn't going to use yours. They're going to use theirs. If you don't know them, you're going to get whacked. You're going to lose your 20%. You're going to spend the period of time for a year. You don't want to do that. The other thing IRS is, they want to know your asset value. Are they correct values? So as an agent, I'm drilling down on those two things, because those two things are the pieces that really drive the offer and compromise. Now, if you owe a lot of money and you're trying to get an offer through, this person you got to contact, because I'll tell you whether it's thumbs up, I'll tell you whether it's thumbs down. For the rest of you, just know that formula. IRS wants to know what your future income potential is and whether they think that you're going to pay that or not over the life of the statute. Anyway, I gave you enough. I'm an expert in offers and compromise. Thank you for listening. And remember, if you're going to do it yourself, make sure you fill all the forms out right. Make sure you're current on all your tax returns. If you're self-employed, make sure your estimate payments are up to date. Okay, if you're going to have someone else do it, you don't have to really worry about that. They're going to cover that when their initial review. Anyway, call me if you need me. I do answer my own phone. Give me a subscription. I tell you the stuff you need. Leave me a comment. I try to get to my comments if I can. Call me if you need me. Thank you so much for listening today.